What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We've got the WPL D12 on the bench for you today. Pretty excited to share this one with you. This one's modeled after the Suzuki Carry. There's various manufacturers that make similar looking mini trucks. Up here in Canada, we just know them as the Japanese mini trucks. Now, looking at the box here, awesome box art. We'll get a nice close look there. Very realistic looking garage there. That's pretty cool. Now, the one thing is there's not very much English on the box here. We've got a little bit of information on the back that we can get off it. It's a 1/10 scale. Obviously, it's radio controlled and 2.4 gigahertz. Other than that, let's check the bottom. Yeah, there's a little bit of info. Let me flip it around here on the bottom. We've got a 7.4 volt 2-cell battery there, and it looks like it's going to take 2 AA batteries for the transmitter. Nothing much else we can get off the box here, guys. It says truck here, and that's about all I understand. So let's get the box opened up. Let's check out what was included inside here. Alright, guys, we've got everything on the bench here that came in the box. Everything, for the most part, was in this little WPL branded baggie there. The manual. Manual, again, is non-English. But the one thing that will help me out here, so I won't struggle putting the decals on, is it is showing me where the decals go. That's cool, so I'll be able to use it for that. Other than that, there's no info I can take off of that manual. You get your standard balance port USB plug there. You plug it into the balance plug of your battery and throw it into any 5-volt USB. That'll charge your battery up. A little mini screwdriver that came with it. That actually you do need, and I already took the screw out for the transmitter here. I'm actually showing you 2 AA batteries into the transmitter. The transmitter itself is got a rubber coating on it, which is very nice. You're going to want to put that screw back in. I'm going to do it now so I don't lose it, because the little battery cover does not stay on very well by itself. So pop that screw back in after you put your batteries in. You'll be good to go. We'll look at the transmitter a bit closer here in a sec. You got some of the accessories. You got the, whatever you call it, headache rack there. We got some mirrors that came with it. The mirror glass that came with it. We've got the battery box that's going to need to be installed onto the truck. And looks like some light lenses here, probably for the tail lights, I would assume. I'm not sure. Actually, no, they're for the side marker lights here. Some clear lenses for the side markers. And this is kind of nice. You get a few extra parts here. Looks like you got some of the, I'm going to call them tie rod ends here for the front. You get a couple extra of those. And you get a little extra piece for your drive shaft. So those must be parts that possibly need to be changed or upgraded. Anyways, and decals. We got some decals here. We got a nice assortment of decals right there, and then some WPL logo decals there as well. That's pretty cool. I like that. We'll put that aside for a sec. Let's pull the transmitter in. So like I said, we got a rubber coating. Actually feels good. Nice, actually, size grip on it there. You can fit it in your hand quite nicely. I actually like it. I'll just show you some quick things on here. We got a blue light there. It is in English, so we got our throttle rate right there, our steering rate right there, which is just done with a button, it looks like. And then there's our steering trim on the top there. That's it on the transmitter. Does feel great in the hand. I think other WPL toys have the same transmitter. I'm not 100% sure. This is actually the first WPL RC I own. So this is new to me, and I'm liking what I see. So let's just gonna push that stuff aside here. We'll pull in the D12. So the D12 1/10 scale, decent size. I think 1/10 is probably decently accurate since they're small vehicles. This compared to other vehicles I own, this is kind of 1/12 scale size, but for how small it actually is in real life, I say 1/10 is pretty accurate. So I'll just give you a little spin there. You got a spare tire on the underside there. Interior is right-hand drive, if that matters to you. You can see it in there on the right-hand side. We got a windshield. We've got a rear window in place. Headlights, windshield wipers, marker lights. I believe the headlights are already have LEDs in it, and I think that's it for LEDs. On the bottom, let's take a look. We do have a 260 motor under here. We're supposed to have metal gears in the rear diff. We'll take a look at that in a sec. The battery. This is probably the major flaw for this one, or the most annoying thing I should say. There's your battery tray, and it's very small. We've got just a little 500 milliamp hour 2-cell lithium ion battery pack, and there's not much more you can fit in there for anything larger. That's about as big as it gets. So I may be relocating this battery into the bed of the truck at some point, but right now we'll leave it the way it is. For testing purposes, it'll stay where it is. And it's just a little bit of a snap fit there. Give it a little bit of a tug, comes out. It's got a little clip there. It goes back in. That tire, yes, it is an actual spare tire that is able to be removed and used if needed. The tires themselves are just rubber slid over top of plastic wheels. Let's see if we can take a look there. Actually, I thought they were plastic wheels. They are plastic wheels, but it looks like they've got some metal actually. So it looks like the rubber is on top of metal that is wrapped, like a metal band that is wrapped over top of the plastic wheel there. That's kind of cool. They look cool. Nice shiny looking steel rims there. Let's fire it up here. The switch is on your front here. Right there. There you go. Yeah, headlights start flashing. Turn on the transmitter and it binds. Now we're supposed to have full proportional steering, and we do. And you hear that noise when you go to start. And I've watched a few reviews and I don't recall anybody mentioning that. Almost sounds like a horn. So I'm not sure what that's all about, guys. Maybe you can let me know in the comments what's going on with that. It's functioning properly. That's all cool. Proportional steering works good, but... And I only hear that noise, but I may not be hearing it over top of the wheels turning, but only when you pull the trigger just slightly. Sounds like a horn to me. What do you think? Alright guys, well that's pretty cool. I'm going to just turn it off here. Switch on the front. Now, yes, we did look at the inside. Inside's actually pretty decently detailed. There's no color in there, but they've got some nice detail on the seats there. The dash has got some detail in it. Alright guys, at this point I would normally be decaling it up, adding all the accessories to the RC here. We're not going to do that this time. I've got a makeover plan for the D12 here. I'm going to be giving it a paint job. We're going to be doing some upgrades to it before I even get it out for a test run. So next video, check it out. There's going to be a totally different looking D12 on the bench here for you to see. What I am going to do right now though is we're going to take the cab off the chassis, take a look at the electronics, all the internals. We'll open up that rear diff and make sure there's actually metal gears in there that like advertised, and then we'll wrap this video up. So I'm going to get the cab off and we'll be right back taking a look at what's underneath there. So we've got the body separated from the chassis. It was super simple. 6 screws in total, 4 holding the box on, 2 holding the cab on. The cab was easily separated from the interior, had 4 tabs. You just compress the cab and it drops out. You have to feed that LED wire through. The plug kind of doesn't go through too easily unless you just pull off the dash. And that dash is just, again, 2 clips. Separates it from the rest of the interior. So that's cool. I've got to take that apart further because, like I said, we're going to be doing a makeover, doing some paint to it. So the main reason I wanted to do this, though, was to show you guys what we're dealing with here. We do indeed, in the rear axle there, have a metal gear, and the other end of it as well is metal. It's a cast aluminum, it looks like. So they are metal, not falsely advertised. And while we're at it, I figured let's take a look at what's inside the gearbox of the motor here. I've already got that exposed. I'm just going to pull the motor. I've got 1 screw here just to take out. I put it back in so it didn't fall apart on me. And we've got plastic gears. There are plastic gears in there. Besides the actual motor gear is brass. Everything else is plastic. Not necessarily a bad thing, just, you know what, I was curious to what was in there and figured I'd show you guys while I had it opened up here. So I'm just going to get that screw back in. I don't want those gears all falling apart and then having to try to figure out how they go back in. So there we go. That is that. Now we're going to take a quick look at the electronics here. So let's take a quick look at the WPL board here. Now the board here, just held in with one screw. I've just had it loosely in there. I've already taken it off to have a peek before I showed you guys here. That's all there is to it. We've got your LEDs that plug in there. I'm not sure what that plug is for. It might be for an accessory, maybe an LED kit. 3-wire servo. We've got your motor plug and your switch plug, and that's all there is to it. Plenty of room to upgrade under here if you guys choose to. There's definitely enough room to put an aftermarket ESC in there if you choose to or need to. The only other thing we're going to take a quick look at here is the suspension. We got leafs on the back, which I think is a common suspension type for the WPL crawlers, if I'm not mistaken. And we've got independent suspension on the front. You do have extra tie rod ends. I believe there's a couple of them in the kit, and some extra pieces for your plastic drive shaft. We are not going to be using that plastic drive shaft for very much longer, and let me pull in the next thing, because off of the supplier, this didn't come with the actual kit here, but I purchased this separately, is a full metal axle. And we've got a drive shaft in there, we've got metal gears, I can see a bunch of bearings, some grease, some Loctite. I'm not going to open it up because there's a lot of pieces in here, but I'll be installing that prior to test running this. So when you guys see the next video with the test run, this metal axle will be installed. So that's about it for this one today. We got a bit of work on the D12 to finish up before we get it back on the channel for its test run here. We've got the rear axle to build and install, the full metal axle there, and we've got the paint job to do. Once we're done that, it'll be back on the channel for its first test run, at least with me here. If you want to grab one of these for yourself, first of all, if you live local to me, if you're out here in Western Canada, I'm based out of Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, send me an email. I'll definitely direct you over to where you can grab one of these locally here and hook you up with the information for the supplier I got it off of. For everybody else, feel free to hit that link in the description. I'll definitely leave a link down there with a coupon code that you can use at checkout to get 10% off. Also, if this kit is available, like I said, I'll drop a link for that as well. Anyways, guys, for right now, let's leave it at that. You like this video, make sure you get a big thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, I really appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button before you head out. And remember, don't be a stranger. We'll see you on the next one. See ya!